Hello everyone and welcome again to the Doctor Show. I'm Dr. Zahra Al-Jumaili here and we're starting another episode of us talking about medical healthcare, about diseases, about biology in general and your body and your organs. If you want to watch our previous episodes, please check us on social media. You can find us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can ask any question you want to ask for me to check it out and I can answer it in a whole episode for you. So today's episode is something I think most of us, I think 99% of us has actually witnessed at least one of them, which is some bowel movement. It could be constipation, could be diarrhea. We can start talking about them and let's see what are the causes of them and how do we manage them and treat them and when do we actually go to the doctor if it's actually dangerous. So the first thing we talk about is constipation. Constipation is basically you not going to the bathroom as many times as you usually do. Does it actually have a certain time? Every person has their own regular bowel movement. Some people could go into the bathroom for defecation for 3 times a day. Some people it's normal to have it 1 time a day. But whatever me diagnosing constipation, if they don't go as many as possible, probably I ask them, did you go to the bathroom for the past 24 hours? If no, I actually start suspecting that the person has constipation. What is the reason of constipation? Constipation means, or what does it mean? It means that your stool does not go out easily or does not go out at all. So it means there's less water and there's less liquid in the stool. Usually in the stool, for it to pass normally, we do reabsorb water as much as possible in the colon, but it's not as much, the reabsorption is way too much, so the stool get too hard for it to pass out easily. So too much straining, too much pain for you to get out the stool eventually. It's either you don't get it out at all or you don't get it out as many times. So we diagnose constipation. What are the reasons that could cause constipation? One of the big reasons is dehydration. Dehydration is one of the main reasons of constipation because people sometimes, usually they don't remember to drink water or they don't get thirsty. In the winter we don't drink a lot of water. In the summer, we sweat a lot and we lose it a lot in the heat, so we don't drink water, so it could cause constipation. And I always tell you, you always should stay hydrated at all times, at all costs, every day, 3 liters of water. Number 2, if you could actually change your diet. If you're used to having a normal diet, like lunch, dinner, breakfast, those amounts, if you eat way too little or way too much suddenly, the change of diet, your stomach and your intestines will not actually take it very easily. So the reabsorption and the digesting of food is not as much as, it just gets messed up. Or it could be you not eating enough fibers, you eating a lot of bad food that is not easily digested. So you need to make your diet actually more healthy. It could be because of a medication you take. So a lot of medications, especially opioids, that actually could cause constipation. So doctors, when they prescribe the medication, they should prescribe a laxative, which is a drug to treat constipation with it. It could be something more dangerous, like an obstruction in the stomach because of something more dangerous, like a tumor, like intestinal obstruction, like something, it's much, much more severe. Of course, this is almost no chances, but it has other symptoms that could show you if it's dangerous or not. So all of these reasons, and the last one, by the way, it's less exercise. If you are lying down on the couch the whole day, if you're sitting in the office working the whole day not moving, the movement of your body enhances the movement of your bowels. So if you don't take a walk, if you don't even walk anywhere, your body might have a lot of problems and you might not even have a good bowel movement. That's why when people have surgeries, the first thing we tell them after they recover a little bit, take a walk because it will prevent them from having a constipation. So those are the reasons why do we have constipation. What do we do to manage it? What do we do to actually treat it? First of all, what we do is to change your diet to add more fibers. Fibers like lettuce, like vegetables, like fruits, like some sorts of legumes and peas and peanuts and all of that. A lot of them, they contain a lot of fibers, and fibers make your large and small intestine more, that digestion much better, and it fastens your movement of your bowel. It's called peristalsis. It makes the peristalsis, which is the movement of your bowel, much faster, which makes you digest food better. So makes you have less constipation. What else? I could actually take a pill. A pill is called laxative. Laxative are usually even over the counter, or the doctor could prescribe them depending on your severity of your case. This laxative makes your bowel movement more, makes your stool get easier to go out. You need to exercise. You take a walk. You need to move. If you are constipated, believe me, if you take a walk half an hour, you might feel much better. You stay hydrated, drink a lot of water. Keep on drinking water all day long, and eat less hard food, at least for the first 2 days, like more of soups, mashed things, really easy digesting things. Whatever you need to do, what are the reasons you need to do to go to a doctor, which is if you have a lot of pain, if you feel very tired, dizzy, nauseous, if you have more severe symptoms, and definitely if you have bloody stools. If you have all these things, you go to a doctor to get yourself checked. All right, so what is the next thing we talk about is the diarrhea. Diarrhea is exactly the opposite of constipation, which means if I actually have very watery stool. All right, the watery stool, it means I have loose stool, I have watery stool, and usually the diarrhea is not like constipation. It has much more symptoms with it. First of all, tiredness, dehydration, dizziness, headache. You have the urge and the urgency of going to the bathroom, running because you have the urge of going to the bathroom. So all of that comes with diarrhea. Diarrhea is very dangerous because your body is more than 60% water, and you should know how important water is. If you lose water in diarrhea a lot, if you keep on having consistent diarrhea for many days and you lose water, this could lead to something called dehydration, and dehydration is one of the most dangerous diseases. Dehydration, if it's too severe, and I'm not talking about us, I'm talking about the hunger areas, it could reach up to death because your body is basically water. So imagine if you lose at least 5% of this water, will be very dangerous. So you need to know that diarrhea is very dangerous. You need to treat it immediately. Why does diarrhea happen? It could happen because of food poisoning, which we talked about it in an episode. Please try to check it. It could be any bacteria in any food. It usually is self-limited, so it goes away by itself. It could be because of something you ate. It could be because of any virus or bacteria. It could be because of too much laxative. If you have constipation and you took too many laxative pills, it could lead to diarrhea. It could be because of medications or because of inflammatory bowel disorders, which is a group of diseases that could happen in the bowel, which are chronic. I'm sure you know if you have one. So all these reasons happen to make us have diarrhea. What are the treatments for diarrhea? Diarrhea is usually self-limited. It means it actually ends by itself. It actually, a few days and it will be better even without medication. But if the symptoms are very severe, you could take an anti-diarrheal medication that is prescribed by a doctor. You can take an antibacterial one if it's yours is a bacterial reason. And you can take symptomatic treatment if you have severe headache. Please take like a paracetamol or any small analgesia, and please stay dehydrated, eat healthy. If it's especially food poisoning, you need to eat healthy and make your own food at least for the next 2 weeks until you get really healthy. And if you have blood in your stools, if the diarrhea took way too many days, please immediately go to a doctor because it's not a joke. It's actually something very serious. Please stay healthy, eat a lot of healthy food. In general, to avoid both of those extreme diseases, you need to eat healthy, you need to exercise, and drink a lot of water. I mention them almost in every episode because every episode we find reasons if we don't do this, what could happen. So now you know how important that is. So that's basically it for today. Thank you for watching us, and please stay healthy and exercise and drink a lot of water. And I will meet you guys next Tuesday. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.